Hello, wonderful listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Talk with Evelyn and Michael. I am Evelyn, and I am so happy you are here with us today.
And I am Michael. Hello, everyone. It is great to be back behind the microphone with you, Evelyn. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic, Michael. The sun is shining, I have my coffee, and we have a very important topic to discuss today. It is a topic that sounds difficult, but is actually super useful for daily life.
Oh, really? Now you have me interested. What is the big topic for today?
Today, we are talking about would have plus the past participle. It is the grammar of regrets, of excuses, and of missed opportunities.
Oh boy, the grammar of regrets. That sounds like my life story, Evelyn. I have so many things I would have done differently.
See, you just used it. You said, I have so many things I would have done differently. That is exactly what we are learning today.
Wait, I did? I guess it just came out naturally. But for our listeners, this structure can be a little confusing. Would have done, would have gone. It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but we are going to break it down slowly and simply. By the end of this podcast, you will be using it to tell stories, make excuses, and talk about the past.
Exactly. So listeners, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of would have. So Evelyn, where do we start?
Let's start with a situation everyone knows. Imagine you missed a party last night. You didn't go, but today you find out it was the best party ever.
Oh no, I hate that feeling. I stayed home to watch TV, but the party was amazing.
Exactly. So now you are imagining a different past. You are imagining a situation where you did go. So you say, if I had known it was good, I would have gone.
I would have gone. Okay, so I didn't go, that's the reality, but in my imagination, I would have gone.
Yes, that is the core meaning. We use would have plus the past participle to talk about something that did not happen, but we imagined it happening in the past.
Okay, let's talk about the structure first, because we have three words here. Would, have, and then the past participle, right?
That is right. And the good news is would and have never change. You don't say would has or will have. It's always would have.
That makes it easier. So it doesn't matter if I say she or he or they?
Nope. She would have, they would have, I would have. It's always the same. The only thing you need to remember is the third word, the past participle.
The past participle. That's the third form of the verb, like go, went, gone. Gone is the past participle.
Exactly. Or eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is the past participle. So tell me, Michael, if you were hungry last night but you didn't eat, what do you say?
Okay, I didn't eat, but imagine I did. I would say I would have eaten.
Perfect. I would have eaten. Listeners, try to say that with us. I would have eaten. It means I wanted to eat or I intended to eat, but I didn't.
You know, Evelyn, in normal speaking, we usually shorten it. We don't always say I would have eaten. We speak faster.
That is a great point. Native speakers love contractions. We squash the words together. So would have becomes would've.
Would've. Would've. It sounds almost like of at the end, would've, but it's actually would have.
Yes, listen closely to the sound. Would've. So, Michael, try the sentence again with the short form.
I would have called you. I would have helped you.
Good job! Now, let's look at the first main use of this grammar. We call this the excuse.
The excuse. I am very good at making excuses. I would have cleaned my room, but I was tired.
Exactly. That is the perfect structure for an excuse. You use would have to show your good intention. You wanted to be good. Then you use but to give the reason why you didn't do it.
Okay, let's role play this. Evelyn, ask me why I didn't call you yesterday.
Okay. Michael, Why didn't you call me yesterday? I was waiting by the phone.
Oh, I am so sorry, Evelyn. I would have called you, but my phone died.
Skeptical. Your phone died? A likely story. But the grammar was perfect. I would have called you. This means, in my heart, I wanted to call.
Right. It softens the blow. If I just say, I didn't call you because my phone died, it sounds a bit factual. But saying, I would have called you emphasizes that I wanted to.
It is much more polite. It shows you care. Let's try another one. Imagine you didn't finish your homework. The teacher is angry.
Oh no. Okay. The teacher asks, Michael, where is your essay? And I say, I would have finished it, but my dog ate my notebook.
The classic excuse. I would have finished it. Meaning, I was going to. I was ready. But something stopped me.
So the structure is, I would have done X, but Y happened.
Yes. Let's give our listeners a chance to try. I will give you a situation. You didn't come to my birthday party because you were sick. How do you make a polite excuse? Use would have come.
Did you get it? You should say, I would have come, but I was sick.
Perfect. So that is use number 1, the polite excuse. Now let's move to something a little deeper. Regret.
Regret. This is when we feel bad about a past mistake. We wish we could change it.
Yes, we all have regrets. Maybe you bought a car that breaks down all the time. You think, I wouldn't have bought this car if I knew it was bad.
Oh, you used the negative, wouldn't have.
Yes, would not have, or short form, wouldn't have. This is for things we did do, but we wish we didn't.
Okay, so I ate too much pizza last night. Now my stomach hurts. I regret it. So I say, I wouldn't have eaten so much pizza.
Almost. Usually with regret, we add an if condition, or we just say it with a sigh. I wouldn't have eaten that much.
I wouldn't have eaten that much. It implies if I could go back in time, I would choose differently.
Exactly. Let's talk about a serious regret. Imagine someone didn't study for a test and they failed.
That is a tough one. They feel terrible. They look at their failed paper and say, I should have studied. Wait, can we use would have here?
Good question. Should have is for advice to yourself. Would have is for the result. For example, if I had studied, I would have passed.
Ah, I see. So would have talks about the result, the imaginary success. I would have passed.
Yes, you are painting a picture of a better world, a world where you passed the test. I would have passed.
Let me try to make a story with this. Okay, listeners, imagine this. Last year, I visited Paris, but I didn't bring my camera.
You went to Paris without a camera, Michael? That is a crime.
I know. I forgot it at home. So, when I saw the Eiffel Tower, it was beautiful. I wanted to take a photo. I looked in my bag, no camera.
Oh no. So what is the sentence?
I would have taken amazing photos. I would have taken amazing photos if I had my camera.
Beautiful example. I would have taken. You are imagining those photos, but they don't exist.
It is kind of sad, isn't it? Would have is the grammar of things that don't exist.
It can be sad, but it can also be happy. Think about near misses.
Near misses? What do you mean?
When something bad almost happened, but it didn't, and you are relieved.
Oh, like if I almost fell down the stairs?
Yes. Imagine you slipped, but you caught the railing. You are safe, but you think about what might have happened.
I say, wow, I would have fallen.
Yes, I would have fallen. In this case, you are happy that the reality is different. You didn't fall, but the possibility was there.
Whew, I would have broken my leg. I would have been hurt.
Exactly. So, listeners, would have isn't always about regret. Sometimes it is about relief. I would have been late, but I caught a taxi.
I would have been late, but I caught a taxi. I like that. It explains the close call.
Now, I want to talk about a very specific pattern that English learners often struggle with. It is the third conditional. We touched on it briefly, but let's practice it more.
The third conditional. That sounds like a sci-fi movie. The third conditional. What is the formula?
The formula is if plus past perfect, and then would have plus past participle.
Whoa, slow down, Evelyn. That is a lot of grammar words. If plus past perfect. Give us an example.
Okay, if I had known is the past perfect. If I had known you were coming,
I would have baked a cake.
yes, if I had known, I would have baked. Notice the two parts. The if part sets the scene, the would have part gives the result.
One mistake I hear a lot is when people put would in the if part. They say, if I would have known.
Yes, that is a very common mistake. Even native speakers make it sometimes. But it is technically incorrect in standard grammar. We don't say, if I would have known. We say, if I had known.
Listeners, this is a golden rule. No would in the if clause. If I had seen him, not if I would have seen him.
Correct. Then the would comes in the second part. I would have said hello. So if I had seen him, I would have said hello.
Let's play a game, Evelyn. I will give you a cause, and you give me the result using would have.
I love games. I am ready.
Okay. It rained yesterday, so we didn't go to the beach.
Okay. If it hadn't rained, we would have gone to the beach.
Nice. We would have gone. Okay, next one. I woke up late, so I missed the bus.
Easy. If you hadn't woken up late, you wouldn't have missed the bus.
Oh, you use the negative there. Wouldn't have missed.
Yes, because in reality, I did miss it. So in the imaginary world, I wouldn't have missed it.
Okay, last one. I didn't study English, so I didn't understand the movie.
Ooh, this is a good one for our listeners. If you had studied English, you would have understood the movie.
Very true. You would have understood. Listeners, do you hear the rhythm? Would have understood, would have gone, would have seen.
It really helps to learn the irregular past participles. Seen, done, gone, taken, written. If you know these words, using would have becomes much easier.
Evelyn, what about questions? Can we ask questions with would have?
Absolutely. This is great for conversation. You ask someone about their imaginary past actions. For example, what would you have done?
What would you have done? That is a great question. Like, if you found a wallet on the street yesterday. Evelyn, what would you have done?
If I had found a wallet? I would have looked for an ID card. I would have tried to find the owner.
You are so honest. You wouldn't have kept the money?
No way. I would have felt guilty. What about you, Michael? What would you have done?
I would have taken it to the police station. Probably.
Probably? Well, at least your grammar is correct. I would have taken it.
Listeners, think about that question. If you found a wallet yesterday, what would you have done? Say your answer out loud. I would have...
Give them a moment. Did you say it? Maybe you said, I would have kept it, or I would have left it there.
Whatever you said, as long as you used would have plus the past participle, you are doing great.
I want to talk about pronunciation again for a minute, because sometimes would have gets reduced even more than would have.
Even shorter? How is that possible?
In very fast, casual American English, would've sometimes sounds like woulda.
Woulda. I woulda gone. I woulda seen it. Yeah, I hear that in movies all the time.
It is very common, but be careful, listeners. You can say this in casual speaking, but never write it like that. Don't write would of or woulda. Always write would have.
Yes, keep your writing professional. But for listening, it is good to know. If you hear, I shoulda known, it means I should have known. If you hear, I would have done it, it means I would have done it.
Exactly. Comprehension is key. Evelyn, I have a funny story about a misunderstanding using this grammar. Oh? Do tell. I love funny stories.
So my friend John was talking to his boss. John missed a meeting. The boss was angry. John wanted to say, I would have come if I saw the email.
Okay, that is a good excuse.
But John got nervous. He mixed up the words. He said, I have come if I would see the email.
Oh no, that doesn't make any sense. I have come if I would see. The boss must have been confused.
The boss just stared at him. It was awkward. It shows why practicing this structure is important. If you mix the words, the meaning gets lost.
It happens. When we are nervous, grammar disappears. That is why we practice drills, so it becomes automatic. I would have come. I would have come.
Let's do a little drill right now. Rapid fire. I say the verb, you say the I would have sentence. Ready, Evelyn?
I was born ready. Let's go.
Fast. Buy.
I would have bought it.
See.
I would have seen it.
Go.
I would have gone.
Speak.
I would have spoken.
Take.
I would have taken.
Brilliant. Listeners, rewind this part and try to beat Evelyn. See if you can say it before she does.
That is a great idea. Speed helps with fluency. Don't overthink the grammar rules while you speak. Just trust the sound. Would have plus participle.
You know, would have is also used for assumptions about the past, like when we are guessing what happened.
Oh, give me an example.
Imagine someone knocked on my door yesterday at 5 p.m., but I wasn't home. I wonder who it was. I can say, it would have been the mailman.
Ah, yes. This is slightly different. Here, would have means I am fairly certain it was. It is a guess about the past.
Right. Nobody else comes at 5 p.m. It would have been the mailman.
Or imagine you see a broken vase on the floor and your cat is looking guilty. You say, the cat would have knocked it over.
Usually we say must have for that, don't we? The cat must have knocked it over.
You are right, Michael. Must have is for high certainty. Would have in this context is more like that is typical behavior or part of a conditional thought, like if anyone did it, it would have been the cat.
Okay, good. I didn't want to confuse the listeners. Let's stick to the main uses for today. Regrets, excuses, and conditionals.
Good call. Let's stick to the basics. I would have done it.
So, Evelyn, looking back at your life, is there a hobby you didn't start that you would have liked to?
That is a deep question. I think I would have liked to learn the piano.
The piano? Why didn't you?
We didn't have one growing up, and I was busy with sports. But if I had taken lessons, I think I would have been a good musician.
It is never too late, but I understand. You look back and see that alternate path. I would have been a musician.
What about you? Is there a sport you would have played?
I am not very athletic, but I think I would have enjoyed tennis. I love watching it. If I had started young, I would have been, well, maybe not a pro, but decent.
I can see you playing tennis in a nice white outfit.
Exactly.
I would have looked great in the outfit, even if my playing was bad.
Notice, listeners, Michael said, I would have looked great. He is imagining the past reality.
We have covered a lot of ground today. We talked about the structure, would plus have plus past participle.
We talked about pronunciation, would've.
We talked about making excuses. I would have called, but I forgot.
And we talked about regrets. I wouldn't have eaten that pizza.
And the big one, the third conditional. If I had known, I would have gone.
It is a beautiful piece of grammar because it lets us dream. It lets us rewrite our history, even if just for a moment in conversation.
It really adds depth to your English. Instead of just stating facts, you can talk about feelings, possibilities, and dreams.
My advice to our listeners is to start small. Don't try to write a whole novel with would have. Just try to use it once a day.
Yes, when you drop a glass and it doesn't break, say, wow, it would have broken. Say it out loud.
Or when you are late for work, say to your boss, I would have been on time, but the traffic was terrible.
Use it carefully with your boss. But yes, practice makes perfect.
Let's do one final review of the negative form before we go, because we didn't practice that heavily. Would not have.
Right. I wouldn't have. This is when you did something and you wish you hadn't.
I wouldn't have said that if I knew you were angry.
I wouldn't have said that. It is an apology.
I wouldn't have spent so much money.
I wouldn't have spent so much money. That is a holiday regret.
She wouldn't have left if you asked her to stay.
She wouldn't have left. Ooh, that is a sad one. Relationship drama.
Drama makes for good grammar practice. It helps you remember.
Well, Evelyn, this has been a great session. I feel like I would have missed out if I didn't come today.
I see what you did there. I would have missed out. Very clever, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my best.
Thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in to Talk with Evelyn and Michael. We hope this episode helps you master the tricky world of would have.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you make a mistake, just correct it and move on. If you hadn't tried, you wouldn't have learned.
Beautifully said. Keep practicing, keep listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye!